Once a remote, uninhabited islet known only to fishermen and cartographers, Mavulis Island is now at the center of Indo-Pacific geopolitics. Its proximity, just 140 kilometers from Taiwan, has transformed it from a forgotten outpost into a front line of potential conflict as tensions rise across the Taiwan Strait. Military planners in Manila, Washington and Beijing now see Mavulis as a decisive factor in any future regional crisis, prompting a surge in military activity and strategic focus. The island's sudden prominence is a microcosm of the broader power struggle in the region, where old alliances are reinvigorated and the risk of escalation looms large. Mavulis Island's true value lies in its geography. Perched at the northern tip of the Philippines, it stands as the country's final outpost before the vast expanse of the open sea. This remote island, often battered by strong winds and rough waves, is more than just a dot on the map. It is a sentinel watching over the nation's northern frontier. Just 140 kilometers from Taiwan, Mavulis is closer to the island nation than it is to the Philippine mainland, making it a crucial point of contact and observation in the region. It sits astride the vital Bashi Channel, a narrow stretch of water that serves as one of the world's most important maritime corridors. This deep water passage is a critical gateway for naval forces moving between the South China Sea and the Pacific, allowing for the rapid movement of both commercial and military vessels. Control over this area is essential for both China and the US and its allies, as it could determine who holds the upper hand in the Indo-Pacific's shifting balance of power. Whoever dominates the Batan's Islands can monitor and potentially control all movement through the Luzon Strait, making it a strategic choke point for both military and commercial traffic. The Philippines, once focused on southern threats, now recognizes its northernmost territory as a strategic linchpin, shifting its attention and resources to fortify this remote region. Military installations, advanced surveillance systems, and even missile batteries on these islands could tip the balance in any Taiwan conflict, providing early warning and deterrence capabilities. Today, Mavulis has become a central pillar of national and regional security, symbolizing the Philippines' commitment to defending its sovereignty and playing a vital role in the broader Indo-Pacific security architecture. The armed forces of the Philippines have pivoted sharply to external defense, fortifying their northernmost territories in response to rising tensions. New military bases and a permanent Navy detachment on Mavulis Island now serve as forward posts for surveillance and defense. Intensive patrols and specialized drills, including asymmetric warfare tactics, signal a readiness to counter more powerful adversaries. This shift, inspired by a doctrine of peace through strength, aims to deter aggression and transform the Batanes Islands into a fortified bastion. The Philippines is making it clear its northern frontier is no longer a vulnerability, but a stronghold. The US-Philippine alliance has entered a new era, marked by a renewed sense of urgency and shared purpose. As regional tensions rise, both nations are strengthening their military partnership to address evolving security challenges in the Indo-Pacific. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, has expanded U.S. access to key bases in northern Luzon, just across from Taiwan, placing American forces closer to potential flashpoints and enhancing the ability to respond quickly to any crisis. These strategically located sites now allow for the rapid deployment of U.S. troops, advanced weaponry, and critical supplies, ensuring that both countries can act decisively in times of need. With enhanced surveillance and naval patrols, the alliance provides greater strategic depth and a powerful deterrent in the Luzon Strait, a vital waterway for regional security and global trade. Joint military exercises such as the annual Balikatan drills have shifted northward, reflecting the new strategic priorities and the need to prepare for a range of real-world contingencies. These exercises now include live-fire training, urban combat simulations, and complex scenarios designed to test readiness for high-end conflict and humanitarian response alike. New capabilities, such as coastal missile defense and rapid amphibious landings, are being integrated to strengthen the alliance's ability to defend the archipelago and respond to emerging threats. High-level visits between defense officials and joint special operations training in challenging environments underscore the alliance's operational focus and commitment to interoperability. This partnership is no longer just symbolic, it is now grounded in practical cooperation, shared intelligence, and coordinated planning. The collaboration is dynamic and forward-looking, with joint patrols and strategy sessions focused on the defense of the Luzon Strait and the broader region. The US and Philippines now stand shoulder to shoulder, united by common interests and a shared vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. Both militaries are ready to respond to any regional crisis, whether it be natural disasters, gray zone aggression, or open conflict. As a linchpin for stability in the Taiwan Strait, the alliance is more vital than ever, demonstrating resolve, adaptability, and a commitment to peace in a rapidly changing world. The Philippines' northern buildup is part of a wider coalition effort, as Japan and Australia join the US in strengthening regional security. Japan, sharing similar vulnerabilities, has moved from observer to active participant in joint drills, deepening its defense ties with Manila. Australia, through the Quad and AUKUS, is expanding its presence with intelligence sharing and joint maritime patrols. These combined exercises are more than military training. They're a statement of collective resolve to deter aggression and uphold a free, open Indo-Pacific. The waters around Mavulis Island have become a proving ground for this united front. The specter of conflict over Taiwan is not abstract for the Philippines, it's a looming crisis, with over 250,000 Filipinos living in Taiwan. Any war would force Manila to attempt a massive, dangerous evacuation, risking entanglement in the conflict. Military drills now include evacuation scenarios, but the scale and risk are daunting. Philippine ships and aircraft could be caught in the crossfire, blurring the line between humanitarian rescue and military involvement. The fate of 250,000 citizens hangs in the balance, making regional stability a deeply personal national interest. For Manila, the Taiwan contingency is both a strategic and humanitarian emergency. China's growing military presence in the Luzon Strait is a direct challenge to regional stability. The PLA Navy and Coast Guard have ramped up patrols and drills, using both hard power and gray zone tactics to assert control and intimidate neighbors. Swarms of Coast Guard and militia vessels complicate operations for the Philippines, creating constant friction and testing responses. Beijing's sharp rhetoric and warnings aim to divide the Philippines from its allies and discourage further fortification. China's multifaceted approach, military, paramilitary, and diplomatic, seeks to dominate this critical maritime gateway. Mavulis Island, once a remote and little-known outpost, has now become a powerful symbol of the new Indo-Pacific reality, a strategic hotspot where the interests of global powers collide and converge. Perched at the northernmost tip of the Philippines, Mavulis stands as a sentinel in the Luzon Strait, a vital maritime corridor that connects the South China Sea to the Pacific Ocean. Its location has thrust it into the center of a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape, where the stakes are higher than ever before. The concentration of rival militaries in the Luzon Strait, naval vessels, aircraft, and advanced surveillance systems, raises the risk of miscalculation and escalation, with consequences that could ripple far beyond the region. Every maneuver is closely watched, every signal analyzed, as the world's major powers test each other's resolve in these contested waters. In response, the Philippines and its allies are likely to deepen their cooperation, conducting joint exercises and strengthening their military presence. Meanwhile, China continues to assert its claims and test the boundaries, determined to expand its influence and challenge the status quo. Mavulis has become a barometer for US-China relations, a place where the strength and unity of regional alliances are put to the test. Diplomatic efforts and military posturing now go hand in hand, as leaders from across the Indo-Pacific seek to avoid conflict while protecting their interests. The fate of this small island will help determine the future of peace and security in the Indo-Pacific. For the people who call these waters home and for the world at large, what happens here matters deeply. The world is watching this once-forgotten outpost, now thrust into the spotlight as a central stage for the question of war and peace in the 21st century. News crews, analysts, and governments monitor every development, aware that the next move could alter the course of history. What happens here on Mavulis Island could shape the global order for decades to come, influencing not just regional stability, but the very balance of power in our interconnected world.